Hello everybody, Kelly Acheson at astampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. Today I have a beautiful card to share with you using the Oh So Succulent suite. This is going to be a Mother's Day card. Isn't that pretty? This is one of the suites that is still available with the release of the retirement list. So a lot of our thinlits have been sold out already. They're going super fast. So what I've got here is the Oh So Succulent stamp set, and then also all the framelits. And there's a bunch more that go in here that I've already pulled out for this project. But you can get this in a bundle for, I believe it's $48.50. So it's a really good deal. Let's see, how many do we get in here? Here's page 21 in our Occasions mini catalog. There are 17 dies in the framelit die set, and you get 30 photopolymer stamps in with the stamp set. And then I'm also using the Succulent Garden Designer Series paper, which is just beautiful. This is 40% off right now, so it's only $6.60. Wow, what a good deal, huh? So I thought I would show you how I made this beautiful Mother's Day card for my Future Friday video. Okay, so this doesn't really use a lot of cardstock. I've got a card base here that is Pool Party, and it's 4 1/4 by 11. A Whisper White layer for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. One of the strips, after you cut your cardstock at 4 by 5 1/4, you cut a whole sheet, you get these strips, and I've been saving these because they make great banners on our cards. This is 1/2 inch wide by, I don't know how long. I didn't measure it. I'm going to cut it off. So you'll see that a little bit later. And then I've got our Designer Series paper here. This is just one of the patterns. Let's look at the rest of these because they're so pretty. I really, really love this paper. It's just beautiful. Isn't this gorgeous? So the piece that I've chosen to use is this one, and it is 2 1/2 by 5 inches. And then I've just got a scrap of white here, and I'm going to die cut the stitched shapes circle out of this piece. So I'll be right back. That is. Okay, here we go. Here's our stitched circle. Can you see that it has the little stitches around the outside? This is one of my favorite die sets. The set comes with 4 different size circles, 4 squares, and 4 ovals that leave this stitched edge around here. All those framelits come in a pack for $30, so it is really a good deal. All right, I've got a scrap of cardstock here, and this is where I'm going to do the stamping of the images that I'm going to die cut. And I've got some tips for you here. I'm using Calypso Coral. I've taken this stamp and I put a little dot right on one of the petals. So every time I use it, I want that petal to be at the top of my image. And this is going to help me line up the outline that we're going to do next. So on my scrap, I'm going to stamp my flower. And then I'm going to come in here with this outline. And I've also put a dot with a pen right on the rubber on my outline that I will stamp in black ink. Oops, sorry, I'm bouncing you a little bit. And this is going to line up perfectly then. And there we go. Easy peasy. Then I'm going to come in here with this little stamp that I say looks kind of like a caterpillar and do the black. I found that it was easier to stamp my colored images and then the black outlines. This, by the way, is Pear Pizzazz ink, and now I'm going to bring in Pool Party and stamp a couple images with that. This one and this one. And then we're coming in with the black outline. This really is a fun little stamp set. I thought it was going to be super putsy because of all what I assumed was coloring in, but you have to remember that you're not really coloring in anything, you're just stamping it. Okay, I have everything stamped up here. Now I am going to line up my dies. And what I do to make this easier is I kind of look for some distinguishing characteristic of the stamp. So for example, I've got 3 petals right here in a row, and I know 3 petals right here. So that's going to make it easier when I go to line this up with my stamped image as to where I need to go with it. And all of these kind of have their own distinguishing characteristics that help you do that. And I'm going to take this over to my Big Shot using my magnetic plate so this will all stay where I've placed it. Don't get your framelits too close together like this. So I'm going to have to run this through twice because this isn't going to fit, and you don't want your framelits touching each other because they could overlap and bend when you run them through the machine. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to cut these out first, and then I'll cut this other one out, and I'll be right back. Got everything cut out, so we're ready there. We can start our stamping now. This is my pool party base, and there's a little tiny stamp in here that's just 3 little flowers, and I like to use that for background images. Kind of gives my background of my card base a little texture. We always need a little texture, right? And you'll notice that I'm not stamping in this area because it's going to get, whoops, I just did anyways. Liar, liar. It's going to get covered up anyways. So you can if you want, but you don't have to. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so we are ready to put, yep, that looks great, right? Ready to put our designer series paper on here, and I'm just using some of our multi-purpose liquid glue. Glue this in place. Easy peasy so far, right? Now remember, I die cut this piece already, and I'm going to use Celebrate You. And I got this out of my greeting set, Sweet Sayings. I have used this stamp set so much. There's just really great sayings in here. They've got some all occasion ones. Easter, thank you, birthday, success. You could use that for somebody's promotion, wedding, new baby, and then we've also got the Celebrate You, and that's what I wanted to put on the front of my Mother's Day card because we will be celebrating our mothers, right? I used Smoky Slate for this. It kind of tones it down and it matches the background in the designer series paper also. Are you guys in love with these doilies? These are fabulous. They're vanilla on one side and white on the other, and I just cut them in half. I've been having a blast with them. And there's the ducks in my pool. I am so disgusted. Can you hear them honking? There is a pair of mallards that think my swimming pool is their home every spring when they come back from wherever it is that they're at. And I'll tell you what, one year it cost me a fortune in chemicals because you know what they're doing in that water, don't you? Ugh. I'll deal with the ducks when we're done with the video. We've got to stamp first. Okay. Listen to them. They're just like, they're teasing me. Like, haha, we're out here and you're doing a video. You can't come out and chase us out of the pool. When we had a dog, he took care of that. Our cats aren't too keen. Lazy things. Okay. Okay, rant over. I just put some dimensionals on the back of this layer. And you can see how I glued this half of a doily in here. And it's kind of just cut off looking a little ugly right there. But I'm going to put this flower right over it so you're not even going to know that that's there. So we are going to glue that right in place. And then what I do is put a little tiny dot of glue on the front of these remaining succulents. That's what these are, you know, oh so succulent. Oh, hang on a second. Hey! I can't believe they're interrupting my video. doing it on purpose. It's a conspiracy. Listen, they don't even listen. I'll tell you what, you guys are probably going to hate me for this, but if I wouldn't ruin my pool liner, I would go out there with a shotgun. Okay, I don't want any calls from any animal rights activist people. I can't shoot guns. I live in the city. But you have no idea the mess that they make. They need to go. We live by lots of water. They need to go find the water where they belong, not my swimming pool. Okay, isn't that cool? Very, very pretty. The last thing that I want to put on here is that banner. So, also included in this stamp set is some great greetings. And I've got Happy Mother's Day. And I'm just going to stamp this right down by the end. Ooh, look how straight I got it. I'm on a roll tonight. Something finally in my life is going right. It's small, but it's a big step compared to the week that I've had. Okay, I'll talk about that in a bit and give you a little update. I'm using this really pretty little rose, and I'm just going to stamp that right on the edge. And then again, there's also the outline. Okay, that rocked too. Like I said, I am on a roll. We're going to turn this into a little banner. So just clip in the middle and bring your corners into the center. And you usually get a pretty good banner every time. There we go. And again, dimensionals on the back of this to pop it up. I love dimensionals. If you don't have any, get yourself some because they are fabulous. Put one more right down here underneath that flower. Do you hear the ducks? They're gonna die. I'm telling you, people. I wonder what's going on. I hope our cats are harassing them and that's why they're squawking like that. I know, I'm kind of mean, right? It's okay, believe me. The ducks will be fine. And they'll come back again next year to torment me. They always do. Super pretty card, huh? So you can decorate up the inside any way that you want, but we also have this wonderful greeting in the Oh So Succulent stamp set that says, "Because of you, I am me." And how appropriate is that for our Mother's Day? And I'm just going to stamp a flower right here. And remember, my little polka dot on my stamp is right up there. I'm going to remember that when I come in with the outline so it's easy for me to line up. There we go. Beautiful. And there we go. Gorgeous Mother's Day card. Don't forget to stamp up your envelope to match. Let me grab one. And I think I will put this Calypso coral flower right here in the corner. And where's my polka dot? Right there. So that is really, really helpful to have that dot on your stamps when you're using it. You will really appreciate that. All right, here we go. Gorgeous Mother's Day card. And remember, on the other card that I made, the inside was slightly different. I did a little masking here. I stamped my flower and then I put a Post-it note that was stamped and cut out over it and masked it and filled in with all the rest of these and used an aqua painter to put this crumb cake color down here so it looks kind of like the sand. I don't know, it looks tropical to me, right? So that's what the inside looks like here. And this one, I used a 3/4 inch banner and made it a birthday card. And it says, "Happy birthday to a very special person. Thanks for being you." And again, with the inside masked. So there you go. Awesome card. Doesn't take very long to make. I love the succulent stamp set and the matching framelits, thinlits. They are a great addition to my stamping library. And they're still available, but on the retirement list. So as of the end of, they're guaranteed. This stamp set is guaranteed until the end of May. The thinlits are not guaranteed at all. When they are out of stock, they're gone. So if you don't have this yet, I can highly recommend it. I'm absolutely in love with the whole suite. And now I'll give you a little update on my husband. For those of you that follow me, you know we had quite a scare earlier this week. He went in for routine surgery to replace 4 discs in his neck on Tuesday morning, and Tuesday night he ran into some severe complications. His throat swelled up and shut down his airway, and they had to take him into surgery and put in a tracheotomy and also a feeding tube. So he was in ICU until yesterday. They moved him out of there finally. He's in a regular hospital room recovering. He's still pretty weak and having some problems with nausea and not being able to eat. But he is on the mend now, and I want to thank you all for your thoughts and prayers. The messages that you left me on my YouTube channel really touched my heart. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your prayers and thoughts. I really, really appreciate them. So we're looking forward to him possibly coming home by the end of the week, I believe. Barring any further complications. He's got a long road ahead of him for recovery, and he still has to go in for the follow-up surgery to fuse his vertebrae from the back of his neck. So that's pretty scary too, especially for him, because he's like, of course, doesn't want to have any more surgery. So if you have been following me for a few years, you know that he had partial knee replacement a couple years ago and ran into a big time infection where he was on antibiotics via an IV 4 times a day. I was Nurse Kelly, and I think you guys know that that's totally out of my realm and comfort zone, and I am not a good nurse. So I will be doing that again shortly, and we will get through it, and hopefully he will keep himself out of these situations, because yeah, he's not going to be a happy camper for a while. But anyways, he is on the mend. Thank you very much. Make a little card, add a little sparkle to someone's day, and send them a card. Thanks so much, you guys.